what you know how to do. And that's really where we're going. He said, do you ever read anything? And I said, no, I can't read. And that wasn't true. I could read, not well, but I could. I have found out that I read about as well as most people. Do you know the average person reads at about a grade 7 level? You watch their eyes, it goes click, 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 boom, click, click, click. They sound out mentally every word. A book is a picture painted in words, and you get the picture. Because that's what the book is. Words are symbols, and every symbol has corresponding images. You put the right words together, and you build images. The laws never change. This whole universe is run by law. The laws never change, ever. But all buy into the same concepts. And of course, you can tell by the results they get. They get great results. Well, they won't sell anything they want. Now, when you want something, you can't let other people's level of performance dictate your. It's what you think of you that's important. See, that's another part of the paradigm. I thought there was security in a job. You see? Now, if you think there's security in a job and you lose your job, you're toast, because then you're going to be totally demoralized. If you haven't got security inside, you haven't. It's an inside job. I'll give this up, but what about? No. Let go. When you're going ahead, the only thing you can measure is what you're giving up. What about what's coming? You know what's coming? What you want. But you've got to be able to pay the price. You've got to have guts. If you haven't got guts, you don't deserve it. You think when person too long before, I wouldn't have known that. They're getting bad results. They're trying to pretend like they're getting good results because they are afraid of what you think. I was at the point now where I really didn't care too much about what people thought. I was learning what was really important is what I think. The results always tell the truth. I don't care why you say you're getting them. The results tell the truth. What's going on outside is a reflection of what's going on inside. James Allen put it very well. He said, mind is the master power that molds and makes, and man is mind. And evermore he takes the tool of thought and shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys, 1,000 ills. We think in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but our looking glass. The world's telling us what's going on inside, because what's going on outside is a reflection of what's going on inside. If you don't like what's going on outside, you better change the inside. And if you don't know how to do that, you better learn how to do it, because the outside isn't going to change until you do it. You can blame other people. You can blame the company. You can blame the country. You can blame the politicians. If it's not going right outside, it's what's going on inside. This is very important we understand this. I remember when I walked in on the wall, it says, seest thou a man diligent in his business, and he'll stand before. And there was a picture of Earl being presented to Queen Elizabeth. So I thought, that's accurate, literally. He was diligent in his business. Here he was, standing before the Queen of England. Now, some people say, well, that's no big deal. Well, but it makes that biblical quotation literally accurate. And I remember I was leaving. I said, Earl, what's the big deal? He made me feel pretty comfortable real fast. He said, there isn't any big deal. He said, there isn't any secret. Now, of course, I knew that from his record. The strangest secret, the strangest secret. He says it's strange because there isn't a secret. He said, the real trick is to figure out what you love to do and then dedicate your life to it. And he started to teach me some things. And everything I had studied over 10 years, it was all coming together. I could walk by you and I can tell you what you're like. If we're in a dark room and I shook hands with you, I could describe your personality very, very accurately. What's going on the inside shows on the outside. That thing sitting in the chair with you, you call your body, it's an instrument of the mind. It obeys the operations of the mind. Your body tells a story. Life is very short. You're not here for a long time. You're only here for a short time. Are hardwired to do something phenomenal with our life. Right there, what do you need? You need specialized knowledge. Points out here, he said, before you can be sure of your ability to hire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge. Ray pointed this out to me. He said, look at this. He said, the accumulation of great fortunes calls for power. Now, prior to that, what did he say? He said, you need specialized knowledge. However, down further, here he points out, the accumulation of great fortunes calls for power. And power is acquired intelligently directed specialized knowledge, but that knowledge does not necessarily have to be to accumulate the fortune. Do you know what you need? You need a team. You need a damn good team of people, and you need to trust them. And if they betray you, you kill them. Mentally, they're gone from your mind. You do not let the betrayal stick in your mind. And you don't let them stick in your mind. You mentally kill them. Let it go. Forgive it. That's what forgive means, to let go of completely, abandon any situation. He said there's a three-step approach. It is what it is, accept it. It's either going to control you or you're going to control it. It is what it is, accept it. It's either going to control you or you're going to control good. I love the term harvest. You can see yourself out looking for the good and bringing it in. Harvest the good. For the more you're going to find. And number three, forgive all the rest. Forgive all the rest. Abandon, let it go. You don't have to carry it with you. You don't stop trusting just because you are betrayed. Mentally, let it go. You don't have to know how to do everything. Get your ego out of the road. Subject yourself to the brilliance of other people. Make up your mind what you're going to do, and then get really good at what you're doing. Absolutely tackle it. Get really good at it. Listen very carefully. It's extremely important. Now, you do not sacrifice your integrity. As a matter of fact, if you do, you probably won't do as well. You've got to do it right. You've got to play by the rules. You've got to do it by law. But you've got to know that you are worth an absolute fortune. So you have to ask, what's selling it for? Now, Hill talks about it, and earning money is an attitude. He said, when money comes in quantities known as the big money, it flows to the one who accumulates it as easily as water flows downhill. Imagine that. Imagine water flowing downhill. No problem. It'll get around anything, go over under it, but it will get downhill. You know, he says there exists a great stream, an unseen stream of power. Now think of this. There exists a great unseen stream of power which may be compared to a river, except one side flows in one direction, carrying all who get into that side of the stream onward and upward to wealth. The other side flows in the other direction, carrying all who are unfortunate enough to get into it and not able to extricate themselves from it downward to misery and poverty. And we see a lot of people that are caught up on.
All right, let's get this call started. Here we go. Let me just share. And boom. All right, guys. Welcome. to Mornings with Nano YouTube edition. I am very excited and blessed to be here. If everything is good on your side, I know that there was a little bit of lagging, but can I get a 111 in the chat box if it's all good on your side, if everything is looking good, if everything is feeling good, if you guys can see me good, hear me good. I just want to make sure that it is good on your side before we get this call started. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome, 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 guys. I'm so blessed, so excited to be here. Any chance I get to do this, I'm always blessed. I'm finally back from tour. So I was on tour for about a couple of weeks. So I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to do a call on Tuesday. I was actually traveling all of Tuesday, so I wasn't able to do my call on Tuesday. But we're back, and I don't really think we're gonna not miss these anymore. I'm actually very excited for this because Tuesdays and Thursdays I always look forward to them because I get a chance to pour into the whole family, everybody that's around, and I think it's one of those things that we all got to truly embrace and just love and appreciate. So I'm happy to be back. I live a busy life. I always tell people, I'm like, I spend more times at airports and on airplanes than I do at home. So it's an amazing life that I get a chance to live, traveling the world, sharing my experiences with others. And, that's what it's all about, fam. So I'm here, but we got a good topic here today. But before we get anything started, real quick, can I get some gratitude in the chat, right? What are you guys grateful for this morning? Let's open up the floor. Let's get some good energy out there. What is one thing that you guys are grateful for on this beautiful Thursday morning, April 4th? Okay, I am grateful for God. I am grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my mind, my body, and my spirit. I'm grateful for my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, and my godson. I'm extremely grateful for my team, Digital Dynasty. I'm grateful for my leaders. I'm grateful for my mentors. I'm extremely grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful I get to pay my rent. I paid all my bills. So I'm grateful I get a chance to do it. I look at them as money that's coming back in, right? So I graciously pay my bills and I graciously receive even more, right? And I'm just grateful for life. I'm grateful for this team. I'm grateful for this family, and I'm grateful for it all. And it is the beginning of, the second quarter. Okay, just a couple things I want to mention before I go into my topic about falling in love. I wanna let you guys know that it is officially the start of the second quarter, and this is something that I've been speaking to everybody, and I'm gonna make sure that I speak it again because I want everybody on board with me. I want everybody to be on the same page as me. I want everybody to really move with the same mindset, the same consciousness. And what I've been saying is that April is for abundance. April for abundance. I've always said to people that April is always that good month because it's almost like starting a new year in the start of the year in a way, right? Why do I say that? Because the first 90 days of the year are finally done, right? They finished March 31st, and April 1st is like that beginning of the second quarter, which is almost like a new year to me, right? It's the beginning of a quarter, it's the beginning of a new month, it's the beginning of a new week, it's the beginning of a new day. So it just feels like a new beginning. It almost feels like a brand new year to me. And I feel like from this point moving forward, you already kind of got rid of the spider webs, and you kind of already got rid of whatever it is you had to get rid of the first 90 days. And by this point right now, like, your hands should be open to receiving all the abundance from what's coming for you this year. So I think it's very important that from this point moving forward, all of us are only speaking abundance, 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 abundance of opportunities, abundance of money, abundance of love, abundance of, sales in your business. I want you to start speaking abundance, 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 because that's the month that we're in. As a matter of fact, type abundance in the chat because you're ready to receive that abundance. You're ready to have an abundance of money flow your way, an abundance of health, an abundance of people joining your business, an abundance of investments, an abundance of everything. Like, this is the kind of conversations we all need to be having, right? This needs to be a part of our vocabulary moving forward, which is, we're living in a state of abundance, which means we have more than enough. We have more than enough money. We have more than enough people. We have more than enough love. Like, we need to be vibrating from this level right now. I don't want anybody moving forward to be vibrating from the state of lack. You don't have a lack of money. You don't have a lack of resources. You don't have a lack of health. I don't want no one speaking those words, okay? Moving forward, we all need to be on the same vibration. Everybody's speaking abundance. This is what I've been talking to people about since April 1st. Since April 1st, for the last 4 days, I've been telling everybody, yo, all I want all of you guys to speak is abundance. Okay, the more abundance we speak, remember, whatever we speak about, we are going to bring about. Okay, so if all of us are speaking abundance, if all of us are speaking, that there's more than enough, if we're all speaking that, then guess what? It will be brought about. Then we will have an abundance of opportunities. Then we will have an abundance of love. Then we will have an abundance of everything flowing into our lives, guys. And that's the kind of energy we all need to be vibrating from. Nobody here should be vibrating from a place of lack. Because if you're vibrating from a place of lack, then if there's a lack of money, then, think about it. You're going to feel down. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel like there's not enough. You're always going to be in kind of like this search. But when you have a state of abundance, you know that there's more than enough. Even if you don't have money, you know that there's more than enough. Even if you may not think about it, but yo, guys, you can have an abundance of peace. You can have an abundance of love, an abundance of gratitude, an abundance of money, an abundance of opportunity, an abundance of sales, abundance of people. Like, this is all I'm speaking. Okay. And remember what we speak about, exactly, an abundance of beauty, right? If all we speak about is abundance all of April, I promise you guys, and I can almost guarantee you guys that that's what will happen for us. We're going to live a life where even if you don't think you have much, you have more than enough compared to if you relate it, right? Because if we relate it to other people, and I'm not here to compare, but believe it or not, you guys on this call, you have more than enough. There's people out here that don't have clean drinking water, that don't have a phone to watch this call off of. So if you think about it, you put yourself in that state like, yo, I have more than enough. I have more than enough. And I want you to vibrate from that state all of April. I want you to please don't think from a place of lack. Don't think from a place of I don't have enough. Don't think from a place of I need more. No, 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 no. I have enough. I am grateful for all that I have. I love where I live. I love how much I'm earning. Like, appreciate where you are. And I'm telling you, if you are grateful for what you have, if you are vibrating from a place of abundance, God and the universe will give you more to be grateful for. It'll give you that abundance that you're asking for. And that's what it's all about. You know what I heard the other day? That all of us, we are a raindrop, right? We are a raindrop in the ocean. Okay. No, we're a drop of water in the ocean, but the ocean is our abundance. But we're just a small little raindrop that falls in the ocean, but the ocean is our abundance. We have more than enough. Okay. So that's just a message that I have for you guys today. Just a little quick message, because it's a message that I've been speaking to everybody around me, to my inner circle, to my people, and just letting everybody know, like, yo, this month is all abundance for us. That's what it's all about. Okay. Now let's talk about today's topic. Okay. Which is falling in love. Okay, you got to fall in love. Now, I'm not here to talk about relationships, actually. That's not, I hope you guys didn't think that I was here going to be talking about relationships. It's not about falling in love with somebody else. I pray everybody finds their significant other and you guys have amazing things. So I do pray for that. But I'm talking about falling in love with the journey, right? Falling in love with the process. Okay, trusting the process. All right. That's what I'm here to talk about. Falling in love with the process. Okay, maybe one day we'll have a conversation about falling in love with someone else. But today we're talking about falling in love with the process. Okay. So I wanted to talk about this because it's one of those topics that I have to really embrace, right? I want you guys to write this down. My mentor once said, he said, Nano, find something that you love to do and dedicate your life to it. Find something that you love to do and dedicate your life to it. Okay. This is very important. Find something that you love to do and dedicate your life to it. And I think that all of us on this call, I mean, we have over 200 people live with Instagram and YouTube. All 200 plus of us on this call listening to this right now, we need to find something that we love and we need to dedicate our life to it. Okay. Now, I know a lot of us are probably wondering, well, Neno, I still haven't found that yet. Well, we need to start looking for these things that we love to do, because you don't want to live your life doing something that you don't like to do. Okay. You don't want to live your life fulfilling somebody else's purpose and fulfilling somebody else's dream. All right. You got to fall in love with your process. Okay. And somebody once asked me, well, Neno, what if I'm not doing what I love right now? Well, that's okay, because those are the cards that you were dealt. But this is what I always told people. I always said, hey, when I started, I didn't really love everything that I did, but I fell in love with working on myself. That was me. I said, you know what? Maybe I'm not doing what I like right now. Maybe this is not what I want to do right now. But what I am going to do is I'm going to fall in love with becoming the best version of me. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on becoming the man of my dreams. That's what I'm going to fall in love with. All right. Because some of us we're employees, and some of us we're working on certain jobs that we don't really like to do. So for the time being, we have to take a temporary sacrifice and we have to focus on that job. Okay. So even though we may not love what we're doing, okay, currently, we can do that job temporarily, fall in love with ourselves, become a better version of ourselves, so that then we can outgrow that job and then focus on what we really love to do. Okay. This is what we need to do. If you're someone who's on this call and you're like, well, Neno, right now, I'm an employee, I'm working a job. Okay. All you can do is take that temporary sacrifice of that job. Hey, it is what it is. Those are the cards you were dealt. So the only reason you're working that job is because you haven't realized your full potential yet. You haven't realized what you're truly capable of. You haven't realized your gifts. And the only way you're going to realize that is by falling in love with yourself, falling in love with the process of becoming a better version of yourself, where you grow in awareness, you grow in consciousness, you grow in that awareness. And then what ends up happening is you become better. You're not, now you earn enough where you don't have to dedicate no time to somebody else's dream. And now you get to focus 100% on your dreams, right? This is important. Okay. I saw somebody in the chat box said that they are, let me see, who was it? I think it was Natalie, if I'm not mistaken. She says she loves to inspire people. I love to motivate and inspire others. That's what she said, right? That's what she loves to do, right? So she loves to motivate and inspire others. What do I tell her? Dedicate your life to that. Because I found my love in doing the exact same thing. Guys, think about it. Why do you guys think I do mornings with Neno Monday through Friday, each and every single day at 10 a.m.? I do it because I love to do it. I love to inspire others. I love to pour wisdom. I love to change people. I love to bring people closer to God. Like, there's no better feeling in the world than when somebody comes up to me and tells me, yo, Neno, thank you for changing my life. Thank you for that book recommendation. Thank you for staying consistent, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's no better feeling than that. There's no money you can give me. There's no reward. There's nothing that you can give me that can replace the feeling of somebody embracing and telling me that because I shared a call with them, or because I was consistent and I was disciplined. There's no better feeling than that in the world. I promise you guys. I'm trying to figure it out still to this day. There's no better feeling than somebody telling you like, yo, thank you. Because you kept going, I kept going. Because you didn't quit, I still have faith. Because you got closer to God, I started to see God. Like, you don't understand the fulfillment that you get. Remember, there's things that will inspire you. There's things that will motivate you and make you feel good. But when something fulfills you, there's no better feeling than that, because a lot of people live their lives empty because they're not fulfilling their purpose. And I know that my purpose in life is to inspire and educate others to become the best version of themselves. So every time I'm able to do that, every call, guys, I want you guys to understand, every call I do, I love doing this. Right? I dedicated my life to this. I'm always going to do this. I'll be 80, 90 years old doing events, doing tours, and speaking to people. Like, I'll be doing this for the next 50, 60 years of my life. Okay. Like, this is something I'm always going to do. Okay. Down to my last breath, I will be doing this. Just like Bob Proctor did. Man, Bob Proctor was doing events the same year that he passed away. He was still doing phone calls on the hospital bed. On the hospital bed. Like, there's this story that Ed Milet tells about his dad. Man, I'll never forget that event, bro, because I never cried the way that I cried. And I wish I could tell the story the same way that he did, but I want to tell you guys a story because it's a beautiful story. And in the story, Ed Milet's dad was an alcoholic. And anybody who knows the story knows what I'm about to tell you guys. Yo, we cried. I know we cried like babies at that event. And Ed Milet's father was an alcoholic. And he had a scare in his life, and he got diagnosed with, if I'm not mistaken, was lung cancer. Okay. And he got diagnosed with lung cancer, or no, I'm lying, liver cancer. It was liver cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. He got diagnosed with liver cancer, so he obviously had to stop drinking. And then he started doing these programs, I think it was called Alcoholism Anonymous, where obviously, he helps people, who have been sober for years. And he became sober, and, him and his dad started to grow an amazing relationship. And his goal was, and this is why he wrote this book right here, The Power of One More, right? He wrote this book, and a lot of this book is dedicated to his father. And in the book, his father is committed to help one more person, right? Help one more person become sober, help one more person, become a better version of themselves, because he realized how much he was throwing his life away through, being an alcoholic. So now, after he had the scare, he got cancer, the whole nine, he started dedicating his life to helping people become sober. And when he was dying, when he was on his deathbed, literally, he was talking to Ed, and he was like, he told him, yo, pass me that thing over there, this little notepad. And he had a notepad of like a list of people of the days that they've been sober for, how long they've been sober for. So they have like birthdays, April 4th is your 1 year anniversary of being sober. So he had a whole list of hundreds of people, and he would look, and today's April 4th. Okay, I gotta call Prince. I gotta call Elizabeth. I gotta call this person. And he would call them and wish them a happy birthday, and like, not a happy birthday, but a happy sober day. And what he was saying was that literally to the last moment of his breath, all he kept saying is, I gotta call one more person. I gotta help one more person. I gotta help. And it was always about the power of one more. How many more people can you help? Okay. And that's what I'm here to tell you guys. Okay. I'm here to tell you the exact same thing. Like, yo, our purpose in life is to help others down to the last breath. That's how I'm going to live, down to the last breath. How can I help somebody else become a better version of yourself? Because in reality, guys, that is our purpose in life. Our purpose in life is to grow to be the best version of ourselves and help others do the exact same thing. Like, that's our purpose in life. Become the best version of us, become the version that God wants us to become of us, the best version of us, and help others realize the exact same thing as well in themselves. That's our purpose in life. Majority of our purposes in life require us. But remember, in order for you to help somebody else become the best version of themselves, you got to become the best version of yourself first. Okay? You got to become the best version of you first, though. You got to focus on you. You got to be the one that really takes that in and realizes, like, yo, the only way I'm going to be able to serve my purpose is if I focus on me first. So if you really want to live a fulfilled life, you got to focus on you, guys, for real. And I tell you guys this because today, even though I'm not exactly where I want to be, I live a peaceful life. I live a fulfilled life. I truly believe that I live a better life than some millionaires that I know out there that live their lives stressed and overwhelmed all the time. Like, I live in so much peace each and every single day. I live so fulfilled because every day I serve my purpose. Every day I'm helping others become better. Every day I know that I have more than enough. I live in a state of abundance, okay? I live in a state where everything works in my favor. I live in gratitude. I have perfect health. My family has perfect health. My business is thriving. Like, this is my reality. This is my reality. And when you live from that state, that is what your reality is going to be. There's no negative thoughts in my mind. I don't live in a state of doubt. I don't live in a state of fear. I go after my dreams. I serve my purpose. I grow myself every day. I'm pouring into myself every day. Like, I do these things day in and day out. You know why? Because I am committed. I've been committed to working on myself. And when you work on yourself so much, your mind just kind of clears up, and all that junk and all that negativity and all that doubt, all that fear kind of disappears. Like, imagine a life with no fear. Imagine a life with no doubt, no insecurities. Okay. Like, you just live this life at peace because the things that you would once worry about, you no longer worry about. Like, imagine that, guys. Imagine right now if all the problems that you have disappeared. Okay. Imagine if all your money issues disappeared. Imagine if all these things, your relationships, all this stuff just disappeared and you were at complete peace. That's how I feel. I don't have those thoughts anymore. And you guys are probably wondering, well, Neno, don't you go through problems too? Of course I go through. I mean, we go through problems every day, but I don't look at my situations as problems because of the way that I am. Remember, you don't look at situations for what they are. You look at them as you are. So I don't look at the situations in my life as they are. I look at them as I am. Neno, how are you? I'm amazing. I'm blessed. I'm abundant. I have more than enough. And anything that comes into my life is to either show me something or teach me something. So when things come into my life, I'm not stressed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not sad. I'm not down on myself. I look at it as, hey, nothing is good or bad. I look at things for what I am. So if I'm in a good state of mind, it's a good thing that's happening in my life. As negative as it may seem for some people, it's amazing for my life. Because it happened to me because it wanted to make me better. It wanted to show me something, or it wanted to teach me something. If you're vibrating at that right vibration, you know that everything that's happening in your life is happening for a reason. You understand that. So it's funny because I wanted to talk about that today. And then the chapter in this book today was fall in love. So I'm like, perfect. Like, everything is aligning for me. And I wanted to read some of these things for you guys because I think it's important. And look at what it says. I'm gonna read a little bit to you guys from this, and it was so powerful. It says, quantum leaps won't happen if you're living life with a lukewarm heart. Okay. So if you want amazing things to happen in your life, you can't have it from a lukewarm heart. Okay. If you want to elevate, if you want to have the quantum leaps, if you want to live from a place of abundance, you can't do it from a lukewarm heart. What is a lukewarm heart? It just means that, think about it. It's either it's cold or it's hot. It's not in the middle. You can't be in the middle. You can't be 50-50. Okay, that's basically what it is. You can't be halfway in, halfway out. It's like when you fall, you can't just love somebody one day and then not love them the next day. You can't be 50-50 with somebody. It's either you're all in or you're not. Okay, so it's either you really love what you do or you don't love what you do. So that's what he's saying. So if you want quantum leaps, you got to be all in. So listen to this. He says passion is very important part of the process. It fires the soul and fills the spirit, energizing your heart and mind for the quantum leap to a higher plane of performance. Passion also keeps you going when you're hit with problems and uncertainty. So in the journey, in order for you to love the journey, you got to fall in love with the process. Okay. And that passion, that's what he's talking about. Passion is a very important part of the process. You got to wake up every day passionate about what you do, passionate about doing your morning routine. Like, this is what it's about, guys. Like, you really got to wake up passionate. Like, yo, I'm so excited to go do my morning routine. I'm so excited to read. I'm so excited to, go to the gym. I'm so excited to read my Bible. I'm so excited to get in the sauna, sweat it out. I'm so excited to write my goals down. I'm so excited. Like, you got to wake up in love with it. You got to wake up with passion. You can't just wake up like, oh, man, I got to go do this routine and I still got to finish reading this book. And you know what? I don't really feel like writing my goals down today. You can't be that person. You can't be the person that, if I were to watch you when you wake up and you're kind of like dragging your feet, to do your routine and you're kind of like frustrated to want to work on yourself, that's not somebody that is passionate about their personal growth. The person that is passionate about their personal growth is the one that wakes up excited, wakes up ready to go, ready to read, ready to work on themselves, ready to go to the gym, ready to read the Bible, ready to be the best version of themselves. That's the person that's passionate. Not the person that wakes up and you got to force them out of bed. You need five freaking alarms to wake you up. No, bro, you should be ready to wake up off the first alarm. Boom, alarm goes off, spring out of bed, let's go. Ready to go. Like, that's the kind of passion we all need to have. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect and that I got that down to the T, because I'm telling you, it is easier said than it is done. But that's the kind of passion you got to show. But look, listen to this. He says, but passion itself must be fueled, and you feed that flame with visions of a dream that is dramatic. Stay with me here. It's about to get deep, okay? The emotional intensity inside must burn hot enough to protect you against the chilling effects of doubt, uncertainty, criticism, and failure. Only deep desire can generate such heat. That paragraph right there is worth millions of dollars. What I just read to you guys. I'm going to read it again. I need you guys to pay very close attention to what I just said, and I'm going to explain it to you. Listen to it one more time. Passion itself must be fueled, and you feed that flame with visions of a dream that is dramatic. You feed that flame with visions of a dream that is dramatic. That emotional intensity inside must burn hot enough to protect you against the chilling effects of doubt, uncertainty, criticism, and failure. Only deep desire can generate such heat. Now, this is so important right here. This is key because I've lived this, okay? He said passion itself must be fueled, right? But he said you feed the flame with the visions of a dream that's dramatic. What is he talking about? He's talking about visualization. He's talking about when you close your eyes and you see the vision of what you really want in life. This is why I tell people every day visualization is so important. Sometimes people miss it. People don't prioritize it. You know, we overlook it. We forget to do it. It really does break my heart, for real, for real. And you know why it breaks my heart? Because people already dedicate the time to other things that aren't helping them. I could guarantee you, I go on your screen time and I check your screen time, and I'm sure that there's 6, 7, 8, sometimes 9 or 10 hours on your phone. But I ask you, yo, how much time did you spend visualizing your goals? How much time did you spend visualizing your goals today? And then the crickets come around. There's nothing to be said. But you spent 6 hours on your phone today, but you didn't spend 10 minutes visualizing your dream. How distracted are you? Remember, listen to it again, please. Listen to the quote again, because this is for me too. You can only feed that flame with the visions of a dream that's dramatic. The emotional intensity inside must burn so hot to protect you against the chilling efforts of doubt, uncertainty, criticism, and failure. Think about that. A lot of us deal with, what does he say? A lot of us deal with doubt. A lot of us deal with uncertainty. A lot of us deal with criticism. A lot of us deal with failure. That's the biggest reason why most people fail. That's the biggest reason why people quit what they do, because of those 4 things right there: doubt, uncertainty, criticism, and failure. That's why people quit what they do, because of those 4 things right there. So think about it. The only way to get rid of that, the only way to get rid of doubt, uncertainty, criticism, and failure, in order for that to not affect you, you need to feed your vision. You need to feed the vision of what you really want in life. Guys, what do you really, really want? If failure was not an option, where would you live? What car would you drive? You know, what would you wear? You know, how much money would you have in the bank? You know, where would you live with your family? Like, think about that stuff. That's your life. That's your dream. I see my dream. I was literally one of my students, somebody that I'm mentoring. She was here yesterday and she asked me, Nano, can you give me more details on scripting when it comes down to writing down her visions? And I said, you got to be as detailed as possible, right? You got to be very detailed. I need it. How does it sound? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you touch? And then I gave her the example. I'm like, yo, when I wake up, when I visualize, I wake up on the beach. I can hear the sounds of the waves. I can smell the salt in the air from the ocean. You know, I can literally taste it as I'm hearing it. Like I could feel the whole experience. I could feel myself walking in the nice warm sand as my feet sink in. Like I get really, really deep into it. Like I get very detailed about it. Okay. I'm not just writing, oh, I'm living on the beach. No, I write down what I'm seeing, what I'm smelling, what I'm tasting, what I'm touching. Like I see it all. I feel the whole experience. I feel myself like I'm there. What does it feel like when I hand the keys to my mom to the house that I just bought for her and my dad, and the hug that they give me and the tears coming down my eyes, and the warm hug that I feel as I hug my mom and I tell her, Mommy, I told you I was going to do this for you. And I hug my dad as well. And I tell them, Papi, I got you. I told you we would live good. I told you we was going to be rich. I told you I was going to make us, like, I live those and I feel the tears and I cry. Like I'm closing my eyes and I feel the emotion and I feel the moment so real that I cry while I'm doing it. Like I literally cry while I'm living it. I see myself in the Rolls Royce and I'm driving the Rolls Royce, left hand right here, boom. And I look up, I see the stars. I touch the dash. I feel the leather in my hands, right? I look over, you know, it's just a feeling. I feel the seat hugging me, giving me a nice little massage as I'm driving, like, and I just sit there and I'm just looking and I'm just so grateful. Like, yo, we did this. I remember when I was freaking broke. I remember when I couldn't do these things, but why? Because I'm feeding that vision. So what happens is because I feed that vision enough, doubt doesn't matter. Doubt doesn't exist. I told you guys earlier, doubt doesn't exist. And I don't have no doubt that what I want in my life is going to happen for me. I don't live uncertain. I'm very certain that these things are here because I've already done it. I've lived it. I know that all I got to do is sit here in my mind and create it. And it becomes a reality because everything that I live today, I created years ago. So I know the doubt and the uncertainty doesn't exist anymore for me. I know that what I'm doing works. I know that it's just a matter of falling in love with the process, falling in love with every day doing it. Every day I got to keep doing it. Because think about it. I don't deal with the criticism either, right? So we talked about doubt, we talked about uncertainty. Then the next thing is criticism. Why would I care what anybody has to say about me? Think about that. Once you've gotten to this moment, how could I care what anyone has to say about Nano? What could you possibly tell me to criticize me? I live the life of my dreams. I live in my purpose. I have a beautiful relationship with God. Okay. Everything is amazing. Everything is vibrating at the right level. Everything I touch turns to gold. I expect miracles. I get miracles. What could you possibly criticize me for? My business is amazing. I help people. We help people become successful entrepreneurs and digital entrepreneurs, and we do it the right way. What could you possibly criticize me for? So I don't take criticism. What are you going to really say about me? Anything you can say about me is a reflection of your fears and your insecurities, and I'm not going to accept that. I know that already. I know that whoever criticizes me is a reflection of them, and they're trying to install their insecurities and their BS into me. So I don't listen to what you have to say. You don't have the results that I want, and I don't buy people's opinions, because if I buy people's opinions, I buy their lifestyle. I buy their lifestyle. I don't do that. So criticism doesn't exist for me. And number 4, failure. Failure is a part of the process. I love to fail. Pop the champagne when you fail. This is exactly what was supposed to happen. This is what it's all about. So think about that. When you feed that vision every day, that's why you got to be passionate about this stuff. Guys, I know what it's like. Listen to me. I know what it's like to be broke, living at my parents' house, making less than $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. That is below freaking, if you think about it, that's below minimum wage, bro. I was broke as you could ever imagine. Okay. And I remember sitting in that park, closing my eyes and seeing myself making six figures, seeing myself living in Miami at my own place, seeing myself traveling the world, seeing myself, while all of these things. And during those times that I had doubt, yes. During those times, was I uncertain whether I was going to do it? Yes, because it was my first time practicing these things. I'm like, yo, does this stuff really work? Like, can I really close my eyes and create the life of my dreams? I would doubt that stuff sometimes, because think about it. You do it for weeks and months and things don't change. And you're like, sheesh, is this stuff ever going to work? Guys, I did it for months before I started to see results. So think about this. Imagine sitting down, closing your eyes every single day for 6 months and nothing changing after 6 months. But still you're doing it and still you see the vision and still you're working on it. And then out of nowhere, just something changes. I don't know. It's just like you do it enough and it's like out of nowhere, you see the light and everything that you want just starts to happen. I remember it. My whole life change was 2019. I went from one place to another in 90 days. I went from being broke, living at my parents' house, to 90 days later, making $12,000 a month, traveling the world, and being invited everywhere. And I didn't even understand how it happened. But what people didn't see was the 6 months that I spent closing my eyes and seeing this vision every day. And sometimes that's what it takes. Like, I want you guys to understand this. If you guys start doing this now, every day, once or twice a day for the next 6 months, your whole lives will change. The law of least effort. I promise you, your whole lives will change. And it takes no effort to do that. Think about what effort does it take for you to sit down every day for 10, 15 minutes and close your eyes and see your vision? It takes no effort. We spend hours on our phones every day. You know what's the sad part? If I were to ask you, how much time have you spent on Instagram this year compared to how much time you spent on visualizing your goals, the numbers would be disgustingly different. Like this. Visualizing your goals would be down here, time spent on Instagram up here. But we want to be successful though, right? We want to change our lives, but that's the problem. That's the problem right there that we're having. We spend more times on things that are distracting us and taking us away from our purpose instead of taking time to work on us and develop us and read the books and listen to the things that are going to really help us. These things need to change. You have to change. You need to realize how distracted you are and fall in love with the process of becoming the best version of you. That's it, bro. Enough is enough. You're not tired of living in the same place, driving the same car, making the amount of money that you're making. Like, that's it, sis. It's time. It's time. It's time to become the best version of yourself. It's time to get in the gym, get that dream body you've always wanted. It's time to go out there and step into your gifts and become that speaker, become that business owner. Okay? You want your kids to go to a better school. Well, it's time for you to develop yourself. Like, how much longer are we going to do this for? Another year is going to pass, and next year we're going to still have the same problems, the same issues. Yo, it's time to get rid of all of that stuff, bro. That's it. And I'm only telling you guys because I love you. Because the same things I'm telling you is the same things I'm listening to myself, telling you guys the same thing that I need to listen to. What I'm telling you, I need to listen to it myself. So it's not like I'm on this call trying to just hold you guys accountable. I'm holding myself accountable on this call. This is for us. This is God speaking through me to us. I just get a chance to be the one to deliver the message here today. But what are we waiting for? Nothing is going to come if you just keep waiting. Nothing is going to come for you if you just keep waiting. It needs to change. And look, but I'm not done. It stays, right? Type a 333 in the chat if you guys getting value from this so far. Because I've been in this flow and I almost forgot. And I'm looking up and I'm like, sheesh, it's already almost an hour in. And I feel like I'm not even in the halfway through the training yet. I feel like I'm not even halfway through the training yet. But it's because I really want you guys to feel this. I want you guys to understand this. Like, Everything I tell you guys is things that I really, really like I've done and I appreciate and I've seen happen. Look, let's continue. He says, for you to care this intensely, of course, there must be something worth caring about, something remarkable, something special and precious enough to light the fire in your heart. Listen to that again. For you to care this intensely, how much do you care about you? You got to care. For you to care this intensely, of course, there must be something worth caring about. Some of you guys got kids. For my moms on this call, real quick, put a 2 in the chat box if you are a mother, a dad, if you have kids. I don't have any kids, but I got god kids. I got godchildren. How many? I promise you, look at how many 2s we're gonna get right now. Look at how many 2s we're about to get right now. Who has kids on these calls? Zion, you got kids? I didn't know you had kids, bro. Let me look at all these 2s. Look, from my experience, I'm not a father, I'm not a mom or anything. I'm not a parent yet. But from what I've realized in the conversations that I've had, once you have kids, your kids become everything to you. And I have a nephew, and a godson, and they became everything to me, and they're not my kids, you know. So I can only imagine. I can only imagine what it's like to have kids, right? I can only imagine the love and the passion that you have to give them a better life than you had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could only imagine that. So you got to have something worth caring about. Don't use your kids as an excuse. Use them as a way to keep you going. Like, use that. Like I said, I'm not a parent yet, so I can't relate with many of you guys. But from the parents that I have in my life and my brothers and my mentors that have kids, I've seriously realized that once they have them, like, their whole lives revolves around their kids. Like, they don't do anything without thinking about their kids first. Like, your whole life changes. It doesn't even become about you anymore. It becomes about them. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm just coming off of my observations, right? Like, think about it. My mentor, Matt, bro, multimillionaire, the best at what he does, millions earned. And he just had a kid, Sky. I mean, it's been like a year, and like, I saw his whole life change right in front of him. Like, I saw him go from one person to another overnight, for him and for his wife, for Shorty as well, for Janet. I watched their whole lives shift. I knew who they were before, and I see who they are now. And the way that he works now, the way that he grinds, the things that he does, like, everything becomes about them. But why? Because he cares. That's what he says here. For you to care, for you have to, he says, there must be something worth caring about. You want to become a better version of you? Leverage that. Do it for your kids, for my people that have kids. Do it for your kids. Do it for them. Be better for them so they can be an example, so that one day when they grow up, they could be like, I'm so proud of my dad. I'm so proud of my mom and who they are, who they became. Wouldn't you want to hear that from your kids? Like, that's what I would want to hear from my kids. My kids being so proud of the mom and the dad that I just became. Like, that is probably one of the best things. And you can leverage that. You can leverage that fire. You can leverage that fire that you're going to feel inside. That's what he's saying. He says, you got to find something worth caring about, something remarkable, special, and precious enough to light a fire in your heart. Think about that. Would you say that your kids are remarkable, special, and precious enough to light a fire inside of you? I'm sure the answer is yes. For my people that don't have kids, we need to find something else worth caring about, which is ourselves, which is our family, okay? Which is becoming the best version of ourselves. I know the best version of me is special, remarkable, and precious enough to light a fire inside of me, right? So we got to live by that. But now this is what he says. He says, I'm almost done with this training. I'm probably going to need like 10 more minutes though. He says, this means you must loosen the limits on your thinking and give yourself permission to pursue what you want most. The climate is right for a quantum leap only when you are passionately drawn to a particular goal. You must loosen the limits on your thinking. You got to get rid of all these limits, guys, that we have on our mind. All these limitations on how much money we can earn, on what we can do, on our fears. We got to get rid of that stuff. You got to loosen the limits on your thinking and give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to dream big. Give yourself permission to do the things that you're scared of. Give yourself permission to deal with the criticism. Give yourself permission to go out and do these things. Stop living your life with limits. Live your life in abundance. Abundance. You have more than enough. You're gifted. You can speak. You can hear. You can see. Leverage that. You will already have everything you want. You don't need anything else. You don't need more money. You don't need more money. You need to embrace your gifts. You need to step into your gifts because all of us have gifts. You just haven't embraced your gifts yet. You haven't poured into yourself enough yet. You haven't realized your full potential yet. That's why you still haven't realized your full gift and your full potential. You got to step into that. Until I didn't step into it, I would have never realized that I had a gift for speaking. Guys, we have over 300 people on this right now. I would have never realized, if I would have never realized my gift, if I would have never got over the fear of speaking in public and putting my face on camera, I would never be on this call sharing this message with you guys on this beautiful Thursday, April 4th. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't step into my gifts and if I didn't limit and if I didn't get rid of the limitations that I had in my mind. Never. I had to get rid of all those limitations. Nano, you can speak in public. Nano, you are confident. You are handsome. You are that guy. You are that leader. You are that son of God. Like, I had to step into that stuff. You are that individual. You are wealthy. You are abundant. You are a phenomenal person. Like, I had to step into that stuff. I couldn't just say it. I had to step into it. I had to go and prove myself, right? And then he says the climate is right for a quantum leap. When you are passionately drawn to that goal, you got to be passionately in love with the goal, with the process to become that. Okay. He says, so let your deepest desires direct your aim. Set your sights far above the reasonable target. The power of purpose is profound only if you have a desire that stirs the heart. That's so powerful. Listen to that again. The power of purpose is profound only if you have a desire that stirs the heart. What is the desire? What's one thing you want to do that's going to stir your heart? What do you want to do? For me, the one thing that stirs my heart is obviously buying my mom and dad that house I've promised them. That's something that the thought of it just, making a certain amount of money, becoming a certain leader, becoming a top bilingual motivational speaker in the world, like those things stir my heart. Helping hundreds of people become successful business owners. Like, you don't know how good it feels. It's funny because look, ever since I stepped into this, I've inspired others, right? Now I see leaders on my team becoming speakers and getting paid to speak. Like I had my sis Stephanie the other day, bro. She now gets paid to speak and lead rooms, right? My sis Emmy the other day called me up and told me, yo, Nano, I got invited to speak at an event. And she's calling me and hitting me up for advice. And she went out there and killed it. I have one of my other sisters who's no longer a part of my business, but she's still one of my sisters. She loves Hazel. She's usually one of my babysitters when I take care of Hazel. Her name is Holly. She also got invited to speak. And she hit me up before, like, yo, bro, like, thank you for inspiring me. Like, if it wasn't for you, all of these things, like, dude, people are stepping into their gifts. They're stepping into that stuff. They're finding their purpose. Like I'm so happy for them. Like, and for those that don't know, majority of my business is women. Like, I had all the six-figure earners in my business are all women. All the six-figure earners in my business are all women. Like, all the people that make the money in my business are all women. And you know what's the funniest part about it? They're also moms. They're also moms as well. I think like more than half of them are moms, which is the craziest part. So there's just something about the moms and their dedication and their consistency that is absolutely, you guys are special. Moms are literally superheroes. Like, you guys are superheroes, because the ones that are supposed to have the excuses because they have kids are the ones that actually work harder than everybody else, which is crazy to me, but I love it and I appreciate it, because if it wasn't for if it wasn't for my mom and if it wasn't for the moms in my life, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be the moms, like, they care about me like if I was their kids, like it's absolutely beautiful. So The inner drive must be so strong enough to carry you past the point of wishful thinking. The dream must consume you, control you, drive you to action, disallowing half-hearted effort in the pursuit. Listen to this real quick. I'm wrapping up this training right here. Listen to this. The inner drive must be so strong enough to carry you past the point of wishful thinking. You can't just wish for these things. You can't just wish I become successful. You gotta be so in love, so passionate about becoming that best version of you, right? He says this, listen to this. The dream must consume you, control you, drive you to action, disallowing half-hearted effort in the pursuit. You can't be half-ass, excuse my language, but you can't be the person that's half-half. You can't be 50-50. You can't be halfway in, halfway out. It's either you're all in or not. That's how it works. My guy John, what's goody, bro? It's nice to see you here, bro. You got to be all the way in, fam. You got to be all the way in. You can't just be half-half in the pursuit. It's either all in or nothing, because only all in is what's going to help you get what you want. That's what I tell people all the time. When people come up to me and you know, I'm a mentor to so many people, and I'm also going to be launching a life coach program in the next couple of weeks here. I tell people all the time, it's like, yo, you can't be halfway in, halfway out and expect results. If you're halfway in, halfway out, you're going to get halfway in, halfway out results, which is usually not much. You got to be 100% in. The people that are getting the results, guys, are the people that are 100% committed. The ones that have no doubt in their abilities, and they're dreaming big every single day, and they're showing up every single day. Those are the ones that are getting the results. I've never seen anybody halfway in, halfway out get results. So if you're not happy with your results, you need to look in the mirror. You need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I really going all the way in? Am I 100% committed to what I'm doing? And if not, you need to find something to become 100% committed to. You can't continue to wake up and go about your days, your months, your years with just wondering and wishful thinking and wishing that you become rich and wishing that you become successful and wishing that your problems disappear. Those things disappear when you become better. You need to become better. You need to grow yourself. You need to get rid of your doubts, your fears, your insecurities, your overwhelming fears. You got to get rid of all of that stuff. The only way you do that is by being, first, number one, 100% committed to you. Before you can be committed to a business, before you can be committed to anything else, you got to be committed to you. Being committed to you will help you find what you're good at. It'll help you find your passions, your things. But the first thing you got to be committed to is you. You becoming better, you growing yourself. That's what you need to be committed to, not anything else. That's the key. So last thing here, this is what he says. He says, quantum leaps are an act of love, a passionate statement on how you care for the thing you seek. Only an emotional move holds the power to carry you the distance from you to you squared. Let the heart take charge of your body. If you have a magnificent obsession, you are poised for a quantum leap. That's why they say it's not about hard work. It's about the heart work. It's about doing the things you love every day. Heart work over hard work. Doing what you love, guys, it's not hard work. Guys, you think this is hard for me? This is not hard for me. I love doing this. I've been doing this every day for close to 5 years. In June, it'll be 5 years since I've been doing these calls. Every day. Every day. Que lo que, papi? Every day. For the last 5 years. This is hard work. This isn't hard work for me. It's not like, oh my God, it's so hard for me to jump on a call and share wisdom and ideas with my family. That's not hard work for me. This is my heart work. This is what I love to do. I love to do this. I love to pour into you guys. I love to pray over you guys. I love to inspire you. I love to hold you accountable. I love that. You know why? Because a lot of us, we don't have that in our lives. I didn't have this. I didn't have a nano when I came up. I wish I would have had Nano when I came up. I wish I had somebody that cared enough to jump on a call 5 days a week to teach me about the things that he learns and to hold me accountable. This call, even if you just jump on every day, this is a great call to just hold you accountable. Every day to listen to something positive. Even if you just hop on to just listen, it's a beautiful call just to be on every day. I didn't have this when I grew up. I didn't have this when I came up. So I did this because I wish I had this. I'm like, yo, if I were to do this again, I wish I had a Nano in my life. So that's why I do this. I'm like, yo, because I know there's people out there that are lost. I know there's people out there that need guidance, that need wisdom, that need the accountability, that need these things. And maybe they may not have them, but if I could be that, even if, guys, if there was one person on this call right now, I would do the same exact training the exact same way. With the same passion, with the same intensity, with the same love, with the same delivery, for the same amount of time. I would have done the same call with the same energy if there was only one person on this call. Yes, there's 300 plus on the call. I'm grateful. But I would have done the same call with one person on the call. Because it's about impacting. It doesn't matter if you impact one or if you impact 1,000. My mentor always told me, even if one person shows up, you impact them. Do you know why? Because you don't know if that's the next Mother Teresa. You don't know if the person sitting down is the next Martin Luther King. You don't know if the person sitting down is the next big star in the world. So you share it like if it was anybody, with the same love, with the same passion, and with the same everything, guys. So fall in love with you. Fall in love with the process. And anything that happens, just charge it to the game. Whatever happens, somebody leaves your life, charge it to the game. Things don't work in your favor, charge it to the game. Back then, we used to do this thing, hashtag, charge it to the game. When things that happened that you didn't want to happen for you, just charge it to the game. That's what I did. I just charged it to the game. It's part of the game because life is a game. Jay, my brother, much love, fam. So guys, that's the training for today. Fall in love with the process. Put some hearts in the chat box if you guys got value from today. If you guys got value from today's call. For those wondering what the book is, this is the book right here, U Squared. It's a short read. It's only like 30 pages. I've read this book probably like 10 plus times. It's a phenomenal book, but it's funny because the more that I read it, the more that I get from it. The more that I get from it. I just read it over and over and over and over again until and reading this today has made me realize a lot. It made me realize a lot about the love of the journey, how much more visualization I need to be doing. But it also made me realize how much I'm living in my purpose, though. It made me realize how blessed I am as well, because it is a beautiful life, man, that I'm so grateful that God has given me. And I don't take no credit for the life that I live. He just made me realize more of my gifts. And because of that, I've been able to step into more of who it is that I am, because we were all created in God's image. And to realize that I've stepped into it a lot more, I know that he's a proud father right now. He's like, I'm so proud of my boy Nano, so proud of my son Nano, because he's stepping into it. And I'm helping all of us step into it as well. And that's all I can be. Remember, guys, everything I do is out of love. Nothing I do is to make you guys feel bad ever. Maybe I may make you feel a little bit guilty in the moment, but it's a feeling. If what do they say? If it stings, it was for you or something like that. If the shoe fits, maybe that sometimes we need that accountability. Sometimes we need a little smack in the face and a little wake up call to wake you up, because sometimes you be sleeping. Sometimes you don't realize that you're downplaying yourself. Like, you're not living up to who you really are and who you really should be. And I think that that's important that we all do it, right, guys? So that's my training for today, guys. I love you guys so much. I pray you guys all have a beautiful rest of your days. This training was absolutely amazing. So if it hurts, it's disinfecting you, facts, right? And you can't heal what you hide, and you can't fix what you fail to confront. So you got to confront these things. You want to fix it, you got to confront them. All right, fam? So I hope you guys all have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to do a quick prayer for all of us. before we go here. At the end of my calls, if you're new here, I do a prayer at the end of our calls, just to pray over us, just to allow God to continue to protect us and guide us in the right way during this process. So if you will allow me, I'll pray over you guys. And if for whatever reason you want to hop off, I also respect that as well. All right. So I'm going to just do a quick prayer. Everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Thursday morning. We are all extremely grateful and blessed to have you in our life and in our process. The way you're leading the way for us, the way that you've guided us, the way that you've held our hand through this process. We just want to say thank you, God. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for creating a community that we can grow in, that we can hold each other accountable in, that we can celebrate each other and just focus on becoming the best versions of ourselves. We want to become the best versions of ourselves because we want to be the example that we see in the world. We want to continue to bring people closer to you. We want to continue to build the kingdom. So we ask that you continue to give us this guidance. We ask that anybody that's dealing with any negative thoughts, anybody that's dealing with anything in general, Father, I pray you put your healing hand over them and you guide them and you heal them of those negative emotions so we can continue to grow, we can continue to elevate. We love you, Father. We appreciate you. And in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let's go. Hazel. Shh. She don't like to hear me knocking. She thinks somebody's knocking at the door. But yeah, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. God is the greatest. And Hazel is saying amen as well. So I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your days. Share this video with somebody else that wants to hear. Why is she barking so much? Hazel, stop. Share this with somebody that also needs to hear this. Remember, guys, if you guys want to continue to follow me, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below, like this video. Also, if you guys want to know when I'm dropping all of this, I usually drop it in my Nanos exclusive mentorship chat that is in my bio. So if you guys want to join my mentorship chat, I'm gonna start dropping a lot more value in there. I just been on tour, so I haven't had a chance to really get it done. But I'm gonna be dropping a lot more value in there, a lot more content. I have a lot of things on the way. So subscribe to this, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a like, join the chat, share this with somebody. And with that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's run it up, fam. God bless. Let's go.